Welcome to another episode, everyone. The Los Angeles County Jail is full of politics, violence, and mayhem. If you do not know what you are doing and you head to the Los Angeles County Jail for the first time in your life, you can be in a world of trouble. You have to adjust to the politics rather quickly. If you do not, your chances of survival decrease tremendously. This here is part 2 of my first night in the Los Angeles County Jail, my first day in the Los Angeles County Jail. This comes by way of an individual named the Cuban Assassin, a pro boxer from Washington, D.C., who found himself in the Los Angeles County Jail. Not a gang member, a non-affiliate, in there with a bunch of wolves, a bunch of individuals who seek blood for breakfast. How did he navigate this? Now he's on his way to Wayside. We did part 1 when he was in the Los Angeles County Jail, and the dude from the other side of the tracks was playing with himself as he was looking at the Cuban assassin here, lusting. He was able to survive that encounter. Now he's heading to Wayside in the dorm with the Brims. I haven't checked this out. I'll get into it with you all. Shout out to the Cuban assassin. Clearly, as far as I'm concerned, a good dude, a good brother, strong individual. He seems like entertaining, intelligent, has good content. I've only seen a few of his videos, but I'll check out some more. They say he has some good stories that I should react to some more of his content. Perhaps I will do that. And Cuban assassin, I had no problem with really what you saying that the dudes in California be on that boy butt. I mean, I'm not one of them, so whatever, it's probably true. I mean, I'm not here to defend everybody from California. People from everywhere, all these dudes have issues, man. So whatever. Shout out to you, man. Let's get into it. Part 2. The boy's in the county jail and he from Washington, D.C. Boy, what you doing out here in L.A., man? You tripping.
Boom. They sent me to dorm 33 with the Brims. So I got my bedroll, go on the joint, you get buzzed in. When you get buzzed in, it's 4 of us. When you get buzzed in, you get buzzed into a gate. It's a little gate, it's a mash gate though. You know what I'm saying? So you coming in, you do your little card or whatever, boo, he getting full. So as soon as you look to the right, bro, this is a dorm now. I'm like, oh, this is an open dorm. Man, it's so many people in this joint, bro. This is the cage right here. We in the cage. So I look to the right. Man, they all standing right here. I already know. I said, man, watch, as soon as I go in this joint, they gonna be asking me where I'm from. I said, I already know. So boom, when I go in the joint, it's a dude in front of me. It's a dude in front of me and there's 2 behind me. So boom, so get buzzed in, go in the joint. As soon as he go in, they ask him, where you from? He said, where he's from? And they're like, all right, bro, 9 Brim gang. You know what I'm saying? So I go in the joint, they're like, where you from? Like, I'm from D.C. They're like, all right, Foodtown Brent. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, man, but where you from? I'm like, from D.C. So then, the dudes behind me, he said neighborhood crip. He was like, oh yeah, I need that, bro. He was like, 9 Brim gang, nigga. He was like, I need that. So I'm like, what's going on here? So that dude behind him, he said this stuff. He's like, oh yeah, man, they get rowdy. They're like, yeah, they're throwing them down. They're like, throwing them down. I need that, nigga. I need that. Start throwing them down. I'm like, what the fuck? So then there's the number 1. So Pug come to us. He's like, man, come on, let me give y'all a tour, man. Let me tell y'all what's going on in this joint.
What the hell? What is this? What's going on around here? Yeah. Gonna be a shock to your senses. You're going in there, it's like a freaking zoo sometimes. A bunch of dudes in there, animalistic, ready to attack you. Period. Hitting you up, where you from. And if you say the wrong hood, what they believe to be the wrong hood, you're done. You're cooked.
So we go to the bathroom. The bathroom is right there. You know what I'm saying? The bathroom is right here. It's an open dorm. Then the bathroom with the mirror, like, it's open. You know what I'm saying? You can see inside the bathroom. It's not a closed-in bathroom. So when we go in the bathroom, he's like, that's our toilet. That's their toilet. Don't use your own toilets. You know what I'm saying? He's like, this side the sink. This side, that's their side sink. I'm like, bro, who is they? He like, the Mexicans, homie. So I'm like, oh, my head. I'm like, oh, all right. In my head, I didn't know. I'm like, you keep talking about they. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on here. So he like, only get in the shower with your own race. He said the blacks had a might have the first hour, the Mexicans gonna have the next hour. So I'm like, oh, he talking about the Mexicans? Then that's when it hit me, when the Mexicans wasn't near us, and then in the bullpen. So I'm like, oh man, what's going on here? Now it's clicking. I'm like, something going on with the Mexicans and the blacks. Cause in my county jail, Slim, it ain't like that. You could get put in the cell with a Mexican, whatever. Then I was just in the cell with the Mexicans. So I'm like, I'm thrown off. So when we go back out to the day room, he like, we got phone 1 through 6, which is the blacks. 7 through 12 got the Mexicans. They got that phone. It's one side of the lunch table they sit on. The other side we sit on. Every day switch. They got a pull-up bar and a dip bar. And we got a pull-up bar and a dip bar. You know what I'm saying? These is the rules of this is the program. So I'm like, that's the program Slim was talking about. Oh. I'm like, man, this is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? So now I done learned the rules. If you break a rule, 8 o'clock, I think it was 8 o'clock, you got to be on your bunk. 8 o'clock, non-affiliates, you're on your bunk. You ain't on your bunk, they call it getting DP. DP is when they take you in the back and they put the joints. They going to beat you up. It's called discipline. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you break one of these rules, it's going to be a riot. Come to find out, they be having riots in here. You understand what I'm saying? The Mexicans and the blacks, they riot. Because if the jail get put on lockdown, if this tier get put on lockdown, say a black guy do something, right? And the police put, hey, lockdown, everybody on their bunk. You have to sit on your bunk. The Mexicans might get mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Can't go in their visits or whatever the case may be. And they will riot. They will riot. Sit at the wrong phone, they gonna riot. Step a foot in that shower and it's a Mexican in it, they gonna riot. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. It's very strict. It's very strict. And if you break a rule, you getting DP. See, you're not allowed to hit another race in this joint. You're not allowed to hit another race. If you hit another race, it's going up. This is not my county jail where you could just punch on Mexicans, MS-13s, man, what, you little man. You can't do that here because then it'll be an all-out riot. So, look, mind you, so that I got the rules. So now, then
it's very different where he's from. Then in Washington D.C., Maryland, I believe he was in the Maryland area. He said, "Yeah, no, it's not. No, the politics are very serious in California. The racial politics in the Los Angeles County Jail and the penitentiaries in California are everywhere. And they are tense and they are serious. The racial politics." Yes, and these rules cannot be flouted, or someone is going to take umbrage if you flout these rules and our protocols. You must abide by them all, and they are in place for a reason. As this individual here, the Cuban assassin, has indicated, there are a lot of riots there in the Los Angeles County Jail, a lot of racial riots. And in order to circumvent some of these riots, these rules are in place. We eat here, we have the phone here, etc. So should someone transgress against these set in place protocols, then yes, a riot more than likely will transpire. And so in order to keep down the bloodshed and the violence, these rules are to put into place, and people take these rules serious because, again, should you flout one of them, it can cause an all-out riot, all-out bloodshed. People get hurt. And now people are upset and pointing their fingers at the individuals or individual that started the riot who could not conform to the rules. And you're in big trouble. So once you get in there and they explain these rules to you, it's best to abide by them. It has nothing to do with fear. Well, we don't want to get into what we do with these dudes, so we're going to implement these rules. It has more to do with respect for ourselves and our faction, and respect for the other races and their factions. And this respect is expected to be given at all times. And again, it's going to be taken as some form of disrespect if you flout one of these rules and our protocols, and you're really putting yourself in a line of danger.
Learn the rules, and I'm abiding by the rules because I'm all the way out Cali. I ain't gonna play with it. You know what I mean? I'm from Washington D.C. Slim. You know what I'm saying? So I go sit at the table. And when I sit at the table, the police come in there. They do a round. They walk in, boom. Walk in the back, boom, and they gone. When they walked out, bruh, I heard, "Come on back, come on in the back, come on, we about to rack the bunks." I'm like, what? Right? So I'm mind you, I'm facing this way. That's the back of the dorm right here. Hey, they pushing the bunks apart. So I'm like, I ain't trying to do too much though, but I'm trying to see what's going on. And I see all the bloods going in the back. It's a whole bunch of people in the back. So all the bloods in the back. And I'm like, come on. Boom, 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 boom. So I hear fighting. Don't. I hear the beds getting rocked and all. So I'm like, oh, they being dude up. So I'm like, oh, they being slim up. Punched him, but dropped him. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, get up. Made him get up again. So I'm like, oh. So like after they finished beating him up, the other one came. Come on, bro, come on. So look, so I'm like, oh, that's the 2 dudes I came in with. I'm like, oh. So I'm like, why they getting beat up? So they beat them 2 dudes up. They done came out and sat at the table. Now they done pushed the bunks back. So I'm like, oh snap. I'm like, they must be tired. In my head, I'm like, they gonna beat me up tomorrow. I'm like, what they beat them up for? Cause I came in there with them. It was 4 of us. 2 of them got beat up. I said, man, me and the other dude gonna get beat up tomorrow. I said, oh man. I started doing some push-ups. I ain't even gonna lie, I started doing push-ups. Boom. I came home strong as a mug. Look at this bitch. I was strong as a mug. I was working out every day in that joint. Yeah. So boom, I get to do my push-ups. So boom, bop. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, you gotta be on your bunk at 8 o'clock. I was on my bunk at 7:50. I was on my bunk at 7:50, Slim. I was not playing. So they coming in, the police coming in, all sheriffs, bro. They coming in for count time. Hey, damn, you gotta put your head down. You gotta put your you gotta put your wristband out, and then they go let it. And once they tap your joint, you go and put it back, and they do the count like that. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, if you raise up a little bit and look, and they see you out there, they get off your bunk. They might beat you up. They gonna trash your stuff. They take you to the hole if you look up. What are you looking at me for? Man, it was crazy. I done seen dudes, man, get trashed for looking at the police, bro, during count time, bro. So boom, that is the rules. This is what I'm in now. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, this is crazy. The police crazy. The inmates crazy. I'm like, man, it's Mexican dudes in here with feet on them and all this and that. Mexican mafias in this joint. Dudes I done saw on lockup raw. I'm like, man, this joint is crazy. I'm like, I'm in the middle of this right here. So I'm like, damn, I can't believe this. So I call my coach, man. He talking about, yeah, the bond too high and this and that. We gonna wait till we go to court, see if we get the bond.
The bond too high. Oh no. I gotta stay up in here with these crazy people. The bond too high. Man, come up with the money. Go hustle up. What you mean? Get me out of here. Oh man, you say that's crazy. He said these kind of people he's seen on Lockup Raw. Oh, man, it gets real up in that joint, boy.
So I'm stuck, bro. I'm stuck in this joint. So the next day, we get our food and stuff, boo boo bop. So after our lunchtime, like it's around 12 o'clock or something, right? I never forget it, bro. I'm sitting watching TV, the TV right here, and I remember. And so it's a #1 for the blacks and #1 for the Mexicans. Can't nothing go down without them knowing. You feel me? Big Pons had this doing. He a brunt. So I'm watching TV, bro, and I feel him a tap on my shoulder. So I'm like, what's up, bro? He like, where you from again? So I'm like, oh, they about to jump me like they did the other 2 dudes in the back yesterday. So mind you, the TV up here, it's a fence. It's a matched fence right here. The police is on the other side, you know what I'm saying? But they ain't no police at the desk. The police don't even be there. The police do a round every 30 minutes.
Boy, they coming, assassin. They coming. No, I doubt it, man. What they gonna jump you for? He ain't done nothing. But who knows? You ain't do nothing up in that joint.
Every hour and 30 minutes, they got it down to a T. So as soon as they do a round, that's when they go in the back and fight. So I'm like, oh, it's my turn. They about to beat me up. So I put my back against the gate. Now I'm like, where's home? He got his homies around him and stuff. So I'm like, bro, I'm from DC, bro. What's up? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I ain't going in the back to fight. I'm about to crack off right here. Wherever we at, we be in our county jail. We fight right there. It ain't you ain't gotta go in the back. None of that. You can go in the cell, whatever. But I'm like, I'm outnumbered, so I'm gonna stay out here in the open so the police can see me fighting. I gotta get up out of here. I'm gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? They take me in the back. They might knock me out, hit my cheeks or anything. I'm not going to no back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm from DC, bro. What's up? So he saw my demeanor. He like, He said, you good, blood. You ain't gotta do all that. I said, bruh. I said, to be honest, bro, everybody been asking me where I'm from, bro. I'm tired. I'm trying to figure out why y'all keep asking me where I'm from. He like, yeah. He said, cause we gang banging. He said, we gang bang, blood. He said, we trying to see if you from a neighborhood we don't mess with. So I'm like, dang. So I'm like, now I'm intrigued or intrude, whatever word he says. So now it seems cool. I'm like, oh. So in my head, I remember when they beat them 2 dudes up the day. So I said, hey, so the other day, not to be in y'all business, I said, what they's from a neighborhood that y'all mess with? He's like, worst of the worst, Harlem Crip. Yeah, Harlem Crip. He's like, they Harlem Crips. And start doing this little J. They ain't gonna do the little J because it's disrespectful to the Crips. They ain't gonna disrespect the Crips. They not doing the little J, throwing it at me, or me, rip game and all that. So I'm like, this shit tight. Like, this shit tight. I started laughing, like, y'all.
See? That's how them dudes around the state, that's how they start gang bang. They got infatuated with the LA culture, the LA lifestyle. Them dudes, from LA start going out of state, opening up shop out of state, and start setting up hoods, gang territories out of state. And then dudes out there in these different states start taking after the LA gang culture, after the LA politics, after the LA hoods, mimicking them and their code of dress and their hood styles and their culture, brought it to where they were at, and now you have this stuff sort of worldwide. I mean, he's probably just getting a taste of it, Cuban Assassin, so he was not necessarily infatuated with it, but you see, he was saying, oh man, it's cool, man, this and that. Because if you're not really a part of the lifestyle, I say it's not cool anymore because I've been a part of it but for so long. But if you're not a part of it, then yeah, it's going to be a different experience for you. Like, man, this is crazy. Yeah, this is how younger dudes end up being influenced to join these gangs or whatever because, it's sort of glamorized and we thinking that it's okay. But it's not. Get out while you can.
Hey, bro, I said, bro, I thought y'all was gonna try to beat me up, bro. So he like, what you out here for? I'm like, I'm out here boxing, bro. So I told him who my man was on the streets. I told him about Daryl and my man Lionel and stuff. They knew what hood Lionel was from and all that. You know what I'm saying? He was from Harvard Park, bro. Harvard Park. I don't think it's in Bremen, but you know what I'm saying? So I'm not telling him I'm out there boxing. He's like, you know how I blocks? So I'm like, yeah, bro, I be boxing for real, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, yeah, so that's how we get in tune with each other, you know what I mean? We get to talking, we cool, you know what I'm saying? So all right, boom, that's how we broke the ice the second day. So later on that night, while I'm up on my bunk, right? So I'm up on my bunk, I'm reading my book. I told you I get on my bunk at 7:50. You hear me? On my bunk, you know what I mean? Book. I don't even read books on the street. I'm reading a book and all that. This is what jail do to you. I'm reading a little book, you know what I mean? So then I heard somebody say, hey, DC. So I'm like, what's up? They like, why you on your bunk, man? Come over here. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm part of the crew. I said, hold up, what's going on here? Put it there. They just like in the back. I got the first bunk up front. You put my little book down. Put my little Chinese. They give you the Chinese slippers in the joint. They only give you the little Chinese slippers. You don't get shoes and nothing like that. So I'm going in the back, man, what's up? So they said, Pun said, man, you box. So I'm like, yeah, bro. So now all the bloods around, they like, oh, you box for real, bro? They like, we don't box for real. So I said, nah, I box for real. So I get a shout out. They like, oh yeah, he can fight. They like, oh, he can fight. They like, teach me how to box. All the bloods now, they like, teach me how to box. They like, man, teach me first. So now I'm in tune with them now. We talking and stuff like that, right? So I'm like, yeah, we walk. So then I'm like, we ain't calling you DC, bro. What they call y'all? What they call you from around your way? I'm like, they call me Cap. So he like, all right, we're gonna call you Cap with a K. So I was like, all right. I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling it. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, this shit cool. I'm like, it's nice of them. Now, Slim, I don't have to be on my bunk. They like, you ain't got to be on your bunk at 8 o'clock, man. You good, boo, bop. So now.
Cat, look, he ready to throw up the bait. Look, Cap with a K. Oh, yeah. He ready to be a brim. Easy, Cap.
I'm moving around and stuff. Now they just let me do me. So, hey, Slim, so look, I'm in tune with him. I'm cool with him now. I'm like having my little way in the joint. So when I went to the store, I asked Punk, I'm like, man, y'all good? I show a little love, you know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't gotta be on his bunker stuff. So my coach ain't getting me out. So he making sure I got about $300 in my commissary joint, you know what I'm saying? I got big bread in my commissary. I'm going commissary. So I used to ask him, because these dudes been in this joint for, bro, these dudes been in here for Years fighting murders. Bro, a lot of them had murders, bro. I ain't gonna lie, a lot of them had, Puns had a murder. You know what I'm saying? But the dude gonna say, when somebody told me, I said, man, what Puns locked up for? They was like, man, Puns got a body. So I was like, oh, yeah, he had murder. So I'm like, well, yeah, listen, he was just a driver, though. I was like, hey, go ahead, bro. I was like, go ahead, bro. They try to clown. Like, he just a driver, man. He had the car, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dang. So a lot of them was in for, you know what I mean, amps or whatever. So me, I used to ask them, man, you know what I'm saying, what's up, you need something from the store, you good, you know what I mean, and get them deodorant, whatever they need, you know what I'm saying, make sure they straight or whatever, you know what I'm saying, if they need hygiene and food, you know what I'm saying, get whatever they need, just off of, not know they pressing me out, just on some showing love, you know what I'm saying, this is how it go, you know what I'm saying, I'm locked in here with them, I'm from all the way from out Washington, D.C., I'm just showing love, because they showing me love, they could have made me sit on my bunk. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know what I'm saying? And they could have robbed me when I got my bag. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I was going for it, but they got joints in this joint. They, you know what I'm saying? It's all mind control. You know what I'm saying? It's building. It's networking. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Playing chess. You understand what I'm saying? So, boom. So, I'm in the room now. You know what I'm saying? First time I went to court, they said, to my lawyer, like, yeah, it's all bad. You know what I'm saying? Send me back. You know what I mean? So, I go back. You know what I mean? The first time I got into a fight was against, man, a big, strong, cocky, slim dude just got life. Work out all day long. Big. He was a non-affiliate too. So mind you, this LA County jail is wow. It's like they got their yard, and their yard is really like a prison yard. When we go outside, the Mexicans got a table. We got a table. They got all type of basketball courts out this joint. Man, this is like, they got a gun tower out this joint, and they got a tower, you know what I'm saying, right there. You know what I'm saying, where a sheriff be at. So I'm playing basketball. This is the first fight I get in. Playing basketball. So it's me and another dude against the dude just got life. So, man, no lie, bro. I'm trying to get a rebound. Something pushing me in my back. I'm like, bro, stop pushing me, bro. I'm like, bro, don't push me no more, bro. That was like the second time pushing me, bro. And he big, he's strong. I'm skinny, you hear me? So I'm like, I'm about to get a rebound. He put, boom. Soon as he pushed me, bro, I went like that. I turned around, hit him with a mean one, two, bam, bam, bam. I'm like, yeah, what's up? Man, caught him good. All them joints landed. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. Lit, bust, look. He like, I'm like, yeah, what's up? I told you stop pushing me. Now I'm in my mode. When I get in my mode, bro, it's on, bro. When I get in my mode, I'm telling you, I got that adrenaline gets rush, and I'm with it. You hear me? I'm with it. We gonna do it. What's up? I'm like, yeah, what's up? This on the yard, though. So he like, DC, I ain't finna go to the hole for you. So I'm like, so I look over. I see rolling 20s. Yeah, my man 20s. He like, come here. So I'm like, I go over there. He like, blood. He said, wash your hands off. He said, man, the police gonna see who hit dude. They see him bleeding. They gonna see who hit him. Wash your hands off. So I'm washing my hands off. So he said, boy, you socked him. That's the word they use, okay? You socked him. He said, you really do know how to fight. He said, oh, boy. He said, you know how to fight, blood. He said, you know how to fight, blood. He said, then he stopped. He got serious. He said, oh, and you might get DP for hitting him out in the open, bro. I said, what? So DP is when they take you in the back. He said, yeah, and it look like you can fight. They probably gonna put 3 people on you, tiny dudes. He started naming people. It's a big dude, and then they be knocking everybody on them tiny dudes, baby.
You already naming them out. Tiny dude about to get holler at you, homeboy. They already got the people lined up. About to go to the back. Yeah, of course, if they feel like you're some sort of threat, they being whoever it is that runs the dorm, whoever the shot caller is, what have you. But yeah, they're not going to send one person at you to DP you, or even 2 people. Or if you're a real big dude or whatever, they're going to send multiple people at you, because the whole point of it is that you are the one receiving a discipline. So it's not for you to be able to beat up everybody that they send at you and make everyone look bad. No one's going to go for that. You are the one that is in some sort of violation. So you're the one that's going to receive the DP. Now, I'm not sure exactly what his violation was here, other than the individual saying that he fought out on the open yard, but that sort of thing does happen, unless they just didn't want, with all the racial tension, whatever politics they had going on in that dorm at that particular time, they didn't want the brothers out there fighting out in the open, keeping it all in-house.
Champ and Lil Champ. He said they probably put them three is warriors. You hear me? They warriors. They all from the Brim neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dog. So he like, yeah, come on, let's go sit down real fast. Get out the sun. So when I go to the joint, I never forget a Pons was sitting on the table. You know, he the number one. So he like, okay, blood. He like, okay, blood. So in my head, I'm like, oh, he about to tell me I'm about to get DP. I was like, Pons, Slim kept pushing me. He like, nah, you good, blood. He like, you good. Police ain't come out here and say nothing. You good. He said, you good. You ain't tripping. You ain't gonna get DP. He said, he probably is gonna want to get down with you in that dorm. He said, you probably gonna go in the back and rock the bunks. In my head, I'm like, bet. I'm thinking it ain't gonna be a 3-on-1. I'll fight Slim. He already scared. I'm like, bet. So now I'm like, all right, bet I see him. So then now they're like, oh, they had this plan the whole time, Slim. They're like, oh yeah, they DC about to go against the. So now they making bets and all that. It was a dude named Don Juan. He from Brim. I did not like Don Juan, bro. Everybody ain't really, you know what I'm saying, like kind of like me. You know what I'm saying? It was like some hating stuff going on. Don Juan was one of them. Don Juan just thought he was just this big, spectacular. He came over there. He's like, yeah, I like you, Cap. He's like, but I'm gonna tell you this now. I'm going with the home team. So I'm like, go ahead. I don't care. You wanna lose your bread? So we get in line. And we go in the joint. You know what I'm saying? We go in the joint. We good. It's smooth. Nothing happens. You know what I'm saying? So now I go in the back.
Go ahead. You're gonna lose your bread, huh? And that's how it goes a lot of the time. You know, it's very stifling in there. It's very miserable in there. And sometimes these individuals want entertainment. The entertainment is going to be you fighting. They used to have, you know, what they would call non-affiliate fight night, where if you are a non-affiliate, you don't game bang. You have to fight another non-affiliate. It don't matter whichever one is picked for you, whichever one you pick, whichever one is lined up. The point is, you got to fight because the non-affiliates are not necessarily in there fighting because they're non-affiliates. Everyone that's a member of a gang is in that county jail fighting. That's their choice, though. So I didn't have a non-affiliate fight night in my dorms. I never went for that. I never believed in it. I never agreed with it. I never liked it, and I preached against it all the time for the brothers in the other dorms as well to stop the practice altogether. But it certainly wasn't going to happen in any dorm or module that I was in because I just felt like it was just abuse, brothers just abusing one another for no reason other than to stifle the boredom. And that's not a good enough reason to put your hands on another brother. And if the non-affiliates are in there not fighting, then that's okay. They're not supposed to be fighting unless there's a riot or whatever that kicks off, of course. But they're not supposed to be fighting another brother. They don't have any conflict with another brother. They're not gang members. Because, you know, some gang members apparently seemingly got upset with the fact that the non-affiliates are not fighting and these individuals are fighting all the time. They are the ones that have to fight. Where you gang bang, you're hitting everyone up. This is your dorm. Your opposition comes in here, you're going to be expected to fight them. So you're having multiple fights because you are affiliated. That you should not get upset with the non-affiliates because they're not walking around with black eyes and their teeth missing. They don't have to fight because they are non-affiliates. They should not have to fight. But some of these individuals, I believe, were perturbed at the fact that the non-affiliates would just be able to sit back and be entertained with them fighting the gang members and never had to get their hands dirty or have any blood leakage from their own bodies. So they set up these little so-called non-affiliate fight nights on any given day, whichever day it would be in that particular dorm, Friday, Thursday, whatever. Rack the bunks or go under the stairs, 6, 7 non-affiliates inside of the dorm, and you set it all up to where they all end up fighting one another somehow that night. You fight him. Well, that's my boy. I'm real cool with him. We fight him then. Basically, they were being made to fight. They were being made to fight. Again, because the gang members were fighting so much, and they felt like they didn't want to be alone in that. I feel like, well, we should be alone in that because this is the life we chose, and non-affiliates chose that. Like they chose not to gang bang because they didn't want to be a part of all this nonsense, all of this violence, and all of this fighting. And we're going to make them fight anyway? That's how. It's not happening in my dorm. So I was always totally against that. But this is, someone like what he's talking about.
My 2 pair of boxers on. You only get shorts in this joint. It's hot as a mug. I got my 2 pair of boxers on. I got on my Chinese slippers. So I go in the back. So I go in the back with with the homies and stuff. So I was little homies and stuff. So I go in the back, I'm sitting by Punks, Big, you know what I'm saying? So Baby Champ come over there. He like, blood. He like, Punks better to get you. So I'm like, oh, I'm like, what? He's like, hold on. He like, hold on, Cap. He like, hold on, DZ, man. I'll just go over there. He's bigger. He said, I like his workout plan. He said, yeah, you hit him on the yard, but it's gonna be different back here. So I'm like, man, I ain't trying to hit that. I said, you better with me right here. Baby Champ like, man, I bet everything on you, bro. You better win, you better win, you better win. I'm like, man, you good. So mind you, we're waiting for them to do their round so we can go in the back and rock the bunks. So I'm looking at Slim. He's scared.
Well, of course, anything can happen in a fight, pro boxer or not. You know, you can still get knocked out. Mike Tyson got knocked down, whatever, by Buster Douglas, of course. It happens. But I would put my money on him as well, just based on the fact of nothing else, then the dude didn't fight back at first when you first punched him out there on the yard. So obviously he doesn't have the heart necessary to win a fight, because it's not, oftentimes it's not about the strength or the size, it's just about the determination. And clearly he lacked that. If he allowed you to punch him 3 or 4 times out there in the yard and all he said was, oh man, ooh, well yeah, he's not ready to squabble. I'm going to put my money on you too, because he's not about that life.
Death, bro. He didn't even want to fight. Oh yeah, when we was on the yard just now, when I told him like, yeah, man, I'll fight him. We could do that. So they ran off. It was a little dude from neighborhood Pyru, little black dude. I couldn't stand him either. He gonna run off like, oh yeah, right. So he went to tell him. He came back. He like, yo. He said he don't want to get down with He said he don't want to get down with Cap. He said he ain't fighting. So this, oh, everybody like, oh. So then they start telling me, hey, we gonna rob you for your commissary when we get back. We rob you for your commissary, this and that. So they kept threatening him and stuff. So now he like, nah, all right, I'm gonna get down. So when we get back in the dorm, so now when I hear that, I'm saying, oh, he's scared. So you can't win no fight against me if you definitely scared. So boom. So I'm sitting on the bunk. I'm looking at him, I'm giving him looks and shit. He's sitting on, he got a top bunk. He just like this. So I'm like, oh, he's scared. He don't even want to do it. He just don't want to get robbed for his commissary and like bad. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just, I know this type. You know what I'm saying? He's already lost the fight. So they come in, boom, they do their rounds and leave. So come on, y'all. So boom, he get on one side, I get on one side. They push the bunks. So I go out the joint, boom, boom, boom. I start teeing off, don't hit him with some good joint, boom, boom, boom. He swung one joint, bro, hit me on the top of my head, boom. Man, I got dizzy as a mama. I was dizzy as a mama. Luckily, the police was up front this time. He said, they like, hey, what the fuck? What's going on back there? So they're like, nah. So we like, chill, y'all, chill. So now, as we back up, you know, I busted his lip earlier. He like breathing on hard. I'm like, oh, I got him. So now I'm psyching him out. I'm like, yeah, man, what's up now? Let us go. I'm like, let's go, brother. Nah, hold up. He's scared. He ready to quit. So I said, all right. So we fell back here on one side. So then they like the CO said, man, do that on another shit, man. Do that on another. You know we do that shit. So I'm like, man, so ain't nobody listening to. So boom. So when it's like, let us go again, I went smack up to him, boom. Hit him good. He turned around and put his hands behind his back. So I'm like, you good, bro? He turned around, he's like, yeah, I'm good. I said, and I dabbed him up and I held his hand. I said, don't never push me on no basketball court, bro. I said, we wouldn't even have to fight if you ain't do all that. He was like, nah, bro, I'm good, my bad, boom. Bro, when I did that, bro, I turned around. They was throwing it up. Oh, Brim gang. They like, Brim gang. They like, bro, you about to get put on the blood, bro. I'm like, man, get out of here. You about to get put on no blood. So when I move out the right, when I make the right, mind you, when they fighting in the back, the Bloods is fighting in the back or the Blacks is fighting in the back. Mexicans is not allowed in it. They got to stay up front. So I had bunk one, bro, and I never forget it. I saw the Mexican chilling on my bunk. The fight back there, he looking at the fight. So when I came from out the back, we locked eyes. I'm like, oh, what the hell? I'm like, usually, like, it don't be, you know what I'm saying? He be moving around and stuff. Haven't said nothing to me this whole time I've been here. It's probably been 2 months now. I stayed in there for 4, you know what I'm saying? So he ain't never said nothing to me, bro. Tattoos all over his face. I think he was Joker. His name was Joker, bro. So I go up there when I get my stuff, when I'm putting my stuff on my joint. So we standing over there. He like, yo. He's like, yo, Holmes. He was like, yo. He's like, ain't you Spanish or something? I'm like, yeah, I'm Cuban, whatever. He's like, Oh man, I'm gonna talk to you later. All right, man, I'm gonna talk to you later, man. So boom, I get my shit, I get my stuff. I'm like, that's weird. This dude ain't never said nothing to me this whole time, dog. What the heck? So I'll go get in the shower and take my shower. Mind you, the shower, bro, they be in there butt naked in the shower, bro. Bro, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 shower heads in that joint, bro. They be in that joint naked, bro. I washed up in my drawers, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Whole time I was there, washed up in my drawers. These dudes be out there naked. California dudes be out there naked. Joints swinging. They in there laughing, yeah, moving around and all that. I'm like, man, that's crazy. I'm washing up my drawers, I'm getting out, you know what I'm saying, straight up. It's an open shower. So when I go back out, and then I go back, like, go by near the work.
That's very true. That's very true, bro. Not everyone showers all the way naked. Some individuals keep their drawers on. Some, particularly in prison, some individuals keep their shoes on, even their boots on and all that, as I've alluded to before. But they get so desensitized to everything, so used to just being around other men and showering around them, taking a, doing a number 2 around them and all of that, that not necessarily that you become comfortable with it, but it just becomes to where it's almost nothing. It's just second nature, unfortunately.
Workout joint, the Mexican come back to me, he said, you Spanish, Holmes? He like, man, he said, yeah, he said, what type of Spanish? I said, man, I'm Cuban. He said, why you not with us? So I was like, I don't know Spanish, bro. I was like, I don't know Spanish, you know what I'm saying? I said, I'm half black, half Cuban, so I ain't, you know what I'm saying? He like, oh, man. I never forget it, bro. He looked left and grabbed his chin. He was like, oh, man. He looked back at me and said, hey, you guys got any meth out there? He said, you from D.C., right? I was like, yeah, I'm from D.C. He said, you got any meth out there? He said, you got meth? I was like, hell no, bro. I was like, this is back in 2009. I'm like, bro, don't nobody do nothing with meth, bro. I said, bro, they be on E-pills. It's E-pills right now.
Well, I mean, he could not be with the Southsiders. He couldn't be with the Serenos. They wouldn't accept him. I mean, you're Cuban and then half black equals cooked. The only way they accept you and you're not one of them, not of their race, is if you're a member from one of their gangs, at least. Black South Side or whatever. But you're a non-affiliate, you look too much like a black man. No way. No freaking way.
You know what I'm saying? PCP. He's like, you like weed? He's like, you like weed? He said, man, I'll bring you, man, tons of load of weed, man. Whole truck. I said, whole truck. I said, bro, I don't drive, bro. I said, bro, then I can't even come all the way out. I said, I wouldn't even know how to get the weed back. He like, no, that's what I'm telling you. He said, man, I'll pack it on the trailer. They pull up right to your hood. He said, I'll pack it on the trailer. He said, man, I could put it in the car. He said, I got females, man, that drive it down there to you in a nice car, man. Pull right up on you, man. He said, man, we could do some business, man. We could talk. So I was like, all right, bet we'll talk. Boom, he stepped off. When I go to my bunk, right? I go to my bunk because now it's feeling weird. So now I'm like, what the hell? So I go to my bunk, I grab something, pause in the back. He's like, come here, DC. Like, come here. So I go in the back. So I go by his bunk and sit down because he in the middle of the dorm is cool, you know what I'm saying? Lady back. So I sit on the wall. He said, what that Mexican asked about you? So I was like, oh, he was just asking, you know what I'm saying, my Spanish and, you know what I'm saying, what kind of drugs we got. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, oh, yeah, I said, so he talking about he got pounds. He said, Brim Game got pounds of weed. He said, Brim Game got pounds of weed. He said, he ain't said nothing to you this whole time you been in here. Now he trying to say something to you. He's scared. He said, he see what's up with you. He said, you know you're real one. He said, but look, Brim Game got pounds of weed. He said, don't even worry about that. You get all the pounds you want. You ain't got to worry about it. I'm like, oh, all right, bro. I'm like, that's a bet. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Now they doing the tug of war with me. It's always like this when I get around, too. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be like, man, this my man. Oh, yeah, it's crazy. So he like, bro, gang got pounds of weed. So now I'm locked in the dorm now, for real now. I'm moving around. I'm teaching them how to box in the dorm. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was a loyalty test or what, but Tiny Deuce, some dudes came in from neighborhood crib. Tiny Deuce was like, hey, he was like, hey, Cap, come here. So I'm like, what's up? He like, I want you to catch my back fade today. So I'm thinking in my head, well, right now, I think he tested me, you know what I'm saying, to see if I had his back, whatever, you know what I'm saying. I be teaching him how to box. The back fade is when he go fight, you know what I mean, all the bloods is in the back. Now, I could be in the back for them fighting and all of that, you know what I'm saying. I could be in the back, you know what I'm saying? I'm still a non-affiliate. They was talking about wanting to put me on the blood brim game and all that, but I'm like, man, so they told me if you get put on in the jail, you gotta get put on again when you go on the street. So I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that, bro. I'm like, I'll holler at y'all homies when I get out or whatever, if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna get put on in jail and then get out and people think I needed y'all in jail. So nah, we not doing that. So then they like, man, respect. So one day Tiny Deuce like, man, catch my back fade. The back fade is when he go fight, we go back there, rock the bunks, and he go fight, and I stand behind him. And if he need me to go, I'ma go. I'm his backup. You know what I'm saying? Tiny Deuce is big as a mug. Just about to get 100 years. He went around the neighborhood with a chopper and hit his head. And about 4 people out there. He wasn't even tripping off getting no time. He in this joint, big young Tiny Deuce, bro. Been in knocking everybody out, boom, boom, something in my head. I'm like, why Tiny Deuce need me to get his back feet? But I don't know. I think it was a loyalty test, you know what I'm saying? So he went out there, hit the dude, boom, boom, boom. His hand was a little messed up. He like, man, he said, man, DC, get him for me. So boom, boom, I went out there, boom, 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 hit Slim a couple times, you know what I mean? Laugh at this, that, so boom. So I'm locked in this right now. I can do whatever I want, you know what I mean? I'm messing with the homies, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I'm assuming that the dude he punched on a couple times didn't find out who he was or where he was from or whatever, because he sort of just glossed over that point. But it's not, I mean, the last thing you want to do, just for the record, for those who may not know, who may think that that's okay, the last thing you want to do is hit the county jail if you are a non-affiliate and get involved in gang politics. Nothing against the Cuban assassin. He's just relaying his story. And I'm just reacting to it. And I'm just saying that, because apparently the dude he's talking about, Tiny Deuce from Brim, was squabbling a so-called enemy, a so-called opposition. I believe he said he was a Crip or whatever. So if he's squabbling him and you get his back fade, you're only supposed to get his back fade if you are a Blood, if you are a Brim, if you are one of his homies. Now it's a civilian putting his hands on a member, putting his hands on a Crip. This is what happened with Tupac. I'm just telling you, it's the same thing, right? Tupac wasn't really a gang banger. Oh yeah, get him, Pac. Pac and went over putting his hands on a real member, on a Crip, on a real member. They're going to take umbrage to this, because it's one thing if my opposition is attacking me, I can expect this. We're ops. We're sworn enemies from different gangs. So if he gets the best of me, beats me up, stabs me, whatever, I expect this. I accept this. But a non-affiliate who has nothing to do with it, who's not a gang member, he's not my enemy. I should not be his enemy, at least as it relates to gangs, should not be putting his hands on. So that's just for the record, because normally something like that happens, and non-affiliates have fought gang members inside of jail, of course. Non-affiliates have stabbed gang members, all of that. Non-affiliates have beat gang members up and had a fight and won the fight. All of that happens, of course. But that's normally over whatever issue they had. They're men. Just because you're not affiliate doesn't mean you're not a man. You're still a man. You're not about to allow certain stuff. So coming from anyone, gang member or not, you got to stand up for yourself as a man. So if someone come at you, regardless of who you are, whether you bang or not, yeah, let's handle that. Oftentimes it's over some perceived slight, some personal problem that these two individuals possess as it relates to one another. But it has nothing to do with any gang stuff, because the non-affiliate has nothing to do with any gang stuff. So when these two individuals, a gang member and a non-affiliate, end up crossing paths and getting into it with one another, violence is involved. It is not over any gang politics. How can it be? The non-affiliate does not gang bang. It's over something else: money, gambling, drugs, what have you, whatever the argument was, and then it escalated into some form of violence. But to be a non-affiliate hollering at a Crip, attacking a Crip based on what someone else told you to do, another gang member, that's not good. I'm just saying.
But the second time I fought was over a card game. I fought a non-affiliate. I fight all non-affiliates, you hear me? Because they be mad that I'm a non-affiliate and can do whatever I'm do. So we playing cards. We playing cards, boosh. We playing cards, Slim. And I never forget it. So I'm all damn like, I fucking said. So it was a dude, I think he's from Memphis, bro. So he said, I said. So Lucky from 2 P's and a B, right? That's my man, Lucky from 2 P's and a B. He was knocking people out in that joint too, bro. He was like that, and he was on there with his big homie, Lucky from 2 P's and a B and Big Lucky. You know what I'm saying? So we playing cards. So I never forget it. So when I said they said, so the Memphis dude was like, man, DC, he said, you ain't nothing but a follower, man. You ain't I just got to talk. I'm like, what the hell? We in the middle. We not in the back, all the way in the back. We like a little bit in the middle. And he get to church and I said, boom, 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 boom. Hit him with a 6-piece. He was like, boom, 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 boom. So they're like, oh. But so the police start standing up. They're like, oh, y'all don't mess up commissary.
Damn, I heard of a 3-piece.
I'm like, man.
I heard of a 3-piece. I didn't know they had 6 pieces for me. 6-piece with a biscuit. Easy. That's all bad.
Back up. So they're like, oh. So then they're like, nah, right here, DC. They're like, y'all gotta rack the bunks. Chill. Mind you, commissary was on the way, so we all in the back. That's why we was in the back playing cards. We wasn't at the tables. So they took him around to his bunk. So I sit down. I'm like, so Pons coded. He said, man, you done gave that dude, man, you done bust that dude eye open, man. He said, and he trying to get down with you. I said, I get down with him. I ain't tripping. They're like, nah, he don't want to get down. He's scared as well. He probably gonna get up out of here. He said, he got cut on his eye. He said, well, you gotta stop hitting people in the open though, man. So I was like, my bad, bro. I said, he got to talking trash, bro. I said, he got talking to big trash in that joint. So he's like, nah, you good. He's like, blood, you know how to fight, bro. You know how to fight. So boom. Man, so now I'm gonna get into my court. Every time I go to court, y'all, you know what I'm saying? They take you to court about 3 in the morning, early in the morning. They make you put on the blue joint. You know what I'm saying? You go down the joint. As soon as you go, now I know the routine. As soon as you go in the holding center, they like, where you from? I'm like, man, so it's a neighborhood Crips in the joint. So mind you, dog, this is how, dog, they run it, dog. It's crazy how they got this with the gangs, bruh. So when you go to court, you go have your court, you know what I'm saying? Court, they use court also to fight each other, you know what I'm saying? When you see, it's like, I don't went in, you get put in the same bullpen as your op, they fighting in that joint. They got the rumbling in the joint. Where you from? Oh, I'm from Birmingham. Oh, no, neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, boom, boom, boom. They get the rumbling right there in the court. So court is war. When you go to court, it's war in LA County. You know what I'm saying? You can, don't think you gonna be safe going to court in LA County and you a gang member. You might see a op. I mean, you might end up fighting and going to the hole. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So you go to court. Then when you on your way back from court, they got like, you might go to the hole. You might not go straight back to the jail. It's a holding center, right? Dog, I didn't know at first, like, you know what I'm saying? I used to just, it's like 8 cells, you know what I mean? 4 on this side, 4 on that side. So, you know what I mean? I used to go sit in the cell. Everybody got to go and sit in the cell. So you go to set up, like, where you from? You're like, where you from? Nah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? You go in your own little section or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, one day they asked me, hey, hey, DC, when you go to court, what cell you be sitting in at the whole center? I'm like, shoot, I just pick anyone. They're like, oh, I pick anyone. They're like, nah, blood, go to 5, blood, go to 5. I said, don't go to everybody else's joint. So I said, why? They said everyone is set for a different game. 5 is the eye cell, is the blood joint. 6 is this, whatever. So I'm like, what the heck? I was like, dog, I never do that. I'm just going to sit at any joint. You know what I mean? Sometimes they might see their ops and they be arguing, they be ball fighting. They F you, talking to that's like, that's crazy. So all the time, they got their own little cells or whatever, man. So, man, every time I went to court, bro, my lawyer was, oh, man, my lawyer, oh, it's all bad. This is his exact words. It's all bad, Larry. They end up taking it to Supreme Court and all that. It went from the lower courts to, like, the higher courts. I'm coming over there, you know what I'm saying? But the first time that it went up, it was in my nation. Bro, I went to like 4 different court joints. Oh, it's all bad, Larry, it's all bad. Send me back. That's how I ended up being there for 4 months. Oh, Larry's bad, it's all bad, it's all bad. Oh, Larry's all bad, and they taking you to Supreme Court now, whatever the high court is. They take you there. So then, the 4th time, bro, I never forget this, bro. I will never forget this, bro. I went to court, bro, and he said, yeah, the DA don't like the case. They're gonna throw it out. They're not gonna throw it out, but they're just gonna have you cop to some misdemeanor assaults or something like that. I'm like, bro, you was just telling me it's all bad, bro. They're like, yeah, but this DA is a new DA and this stuff. I'm like, man, what is it? They talking about time served, you feel me? So I'm like, man, give it to me, bro. I'm like, give it to me. Bro, when they first was telling me that it was all bad, I said, bro, I'd take a strike. You know, it's a 3-strike rule. I said, I'd take a strike. Get me out of this jail, bro. Now I've been here for 3 months and all that. I'm trying to get out of this jail. He's like, I don't want you to take a strike yet because that's a felony. And this and that. Man, I don't care, bro. I'm trying to get out. So he's like, nah, hold on. And make a long story short, bro, I end up copping out to some simple assault joints. You know what I'm saying? And that was I end up leaving the jail. That I ain't had to go back to the jail. I got released from the courthouse. Dang, I feel good right now. Just thinking about that, man. Getting up out of that joint. That joint was crazy, bro. This was my LA County jail, man. I was out LA County, man. Just being myself. Just had my street mentality, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna play with me and stuff. And I ended up getting put in one of the worst jails ever, LA County jail, man. That joint was serious, man. And I was a non-affiliate, you know what I'm saying? I was affiliated with them Brims, though. That junkie that showed me love, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, they told me what blood he was there for. You know what blood stand for? I'm like, nah, what? Brotherly love override oppression and destruction. I'm like, ooh, yeah. Because I got 6 sisters. I'm the only boy. So I'm like, ooh, brotherly love. I like that, you know what I'm saying? So they started teaching me little stuff, man. Man, like, comment, subscribe, man. This was the LA County story, man. I got some more.
Yeah, don't believe him, boy. Don't believe him, assassin. Yeah, they just trying to recruit you, homeboy. There you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Shout out to the Cuban assassin there. Go check his channel out. Life in Hell, Life in the Los Angeles County Jail. Your second time or your second day, or then in the Los Angeles County Jail, and you from out of state. That's pretty much what you have to look forward to. You're going to hit a module, hit a dorm where some individuals are there from certain gangs. You don't gang bang. You're trying to be one of them. You may want to be one of them. You may want to try to fit in. But it's best to just try to stay to yourself. You can still fraternize with individuals, with the brothers. But let it be known that you're not a part of that. You don't want to be a part of anything that they have going on as it relates to gang culture. You're from out of state and you're going to keep it that way. That's just word of advice. That's just, obviously, Cuban Assassin was able to go there. He's a pro boxer. He was able to go there and get away with some things, get involved in some things, and he made it out fine. They let him out of there, and give me that time served. Yeah, buddy, let me out of this point. Let me out of this joint, man. Fast, get me out of here. I feel him. Get me out of here now. That was crazy. He was going through it up in that Brim dorm and up in that cell before he got to Wayside, where again, old boy is down there behind the curtain. He peeking out. He going back under the curtain. And Cuban Assassin, he opened up his eye. What's going on here with this joint? Boy, he peeking his head out. Can you imagine you looking down, you just see a little head coming out down there, going back. Man, what's up, bro? You got to be careful up in that county jail. It gets freaky. All right, I'm going to check out some more of his content at some point, man, because this was pretty good. He was going through it. Y'all stay strong, man. Stay out of that county jail. It is very racial in there. Like he said, in his county jail in D.C., where he was at, he's in the cell with a Mexican. Things are different, bro. He's in the cell with one. You can fraternize, you can be in the cell, eat together, work out together. All of this. Probably in some of them penitentiaries out of state as well. But in California, it is not happening. The racial politics are bad. They've been that way for decades now. It's not happening. Not at this juncture. Perhaps one day we'll get there, but right now it's not there. Stay safe and stay free, people.